Hi, this is Adrian from Step Up for Mental Health, and welcome to our presentation on this great day, Martin Luther King's Day of Service. And we are in the year of empathy for 2022. And my goal is to make sure everyone is understanding um, what it really means to be in day of kind of a day of service. And this is more about honoring giving of ourselves to communities, to the world, to our planet. And I just wanted to say welcome. This is going to be a short presentation. This will be recorded and we're going to put it on our website and YouTube, probably. So, um, year service, I want to just talk about Step Up for Mental Health, who we are. The Our mission is to educate, fight causes, and change minds about mental health and its impact on families. And what does that mean? It means that we are talking about, um, we're talking about ways um, that we can help families, not just about somebody who's dealing with mental health issues, individual, but the whole family. We know that caregivers are affected, siblings are affected, children are affected. And so we have to think about the full, vast community of a family unit and also outside of that unit, the neighborhoods and the place where you live. It affects everything. So, my name is Adrian McHugh. I'm the President and Executive Director of Step Up for Mental Health. And we've been around for about 2016, but really we were really focusing on our mission about 2000, April 2017. And one of our goals is, just going to read a little, is helping individuals and families gain access. And we're talking about today whether it is access through food, access through resources that we can find, access of understanding education, so that people know what resources are available for them. Sometimes when you're dealing with a crisis, you don't know where to turn, and that's what our goals is. But also, we are educating people, just like, for example, all last year we were focusing on um, COVID and the pandemic, and we were giving out information resources on our website, stepupformentalhealth.org. And so that is one of the things that we were trying to do. And so this year, we continue that, but we move forward with our major program, which is our helpline and our one-on-one peer chat. And we're going to be focusing on that, and we'll talk about a little bit more on that later. So, um, family and community. Before the pandemic, many nonprofits go out and serve the community. Talking about service, giving of service. So we, like every other nonprofit, we're a small organization, but we go out and we meet the communities that we serve. We are in Chicago, but we serve Chicago and Illinois, and people sometimes call us through our helpline, and we do support with resources all 50 states. But for the most part, our demographics, we're trying to focus on areas of poverty. We believe mental health and poverty go hand in hand, because if somebody, we're not saying that everybody, what our goals is to say that people who are dealing with poverty, Most likely, if they're stressed about having anxiety about uh, feeding, housing, um, clothes, their children or themselves, most likely anxiety and depression can be a part of that. So we believe that when people are in poverty, they're dealing with the mental health crisis. And so I just want to go through because I believe that our mission is very important. We want to really stress that. So I'm going to read Step Up for Mental Health mission is to support, educate, and provide services to empowering families living with the challenges of a mental health disorder. We do this by providing a safe space to share stories and finding support for others who are dealing with a mental health disorder or caring for some family member with a mental illness. We believe that mental health issues impact social issues, and we're talking about many things, including education, homelessness, and poverty. Step Up for Mental Health strives to match families with resources to help them move forward to a more productive life. And today, as we talk about Martin Luther King Day, um, you know, also includes that is transgenerational trauma. We talk about that with we combine with racism, and we talk about equity, and we talk about issues dealing with the right to vote. You cannot be free, and we're talking about America, but every place qualifies. You cannot be free to be the best person you want to be without representation and without that access to vote for who you believe can help society. And so we don't necessarily get into politics of supplemental mental health, but we definitely believe in rights for all, and that includes voting rights. So we have one of our programs, Step Up for Kids program, mentoring. Well, this is me saying mentoring. I like to talk to children. I don't have children of my own, but I have a fur baby. And I like to talk to kids, teens, high school, college, all about what I know about mental health. I am a peer. We call ourselves peer support facilitators, where we partner with clinicians, social psychologists, and that of the like. But we believe that partnering with also peers, just like think of it, peer support groups that you hear, people who have lived experiences. That is what Step Up for Mental Health is all about. We believe that some individuals or families, we want to meet them where they are, and sometimes people are very afraid of therapy. We believe that therapy is the best way to get some support and information and healing by going to a therapist. We actually believe that people should go to therapy once a year, kind of like a checkup, just like you would go and check your heart and your brain, your eyes and your ears. We believe the brain is important too. And so with that, we believe that people should go and talk to somebody, even if it's for an hour, even if it's for a week or a month or 6 months. But we believe that people can get better served if they actually talk to a professional. With that, we know that a lot of communities, particular people of color, I talk to a lot. I mean, not just the Black community. I talk to Latinx community, the Asian community, South Asian communities, where very similar issues or very similar feelings about um, trust on therapy, what it mean, mental health, and so sometimes we could be a bridge to helping them. Okay, you're not comfortable with going to a clinician or a therapist right now. How about talking with me as a peer, and we can have a one-off meeting, 1 hour, or we can have a 4 week meeting, or we can have an 8 week meeting. So we sometimes talk to our clients up to 2 months. And we believe our help desk is that's a great model up to 2 months, because sometimes that can get a lot of information and a lot of services done, whether we're helping a senior get food, or set up for food stamps because they've aged out of finding a job. We've done that before, or getting resources for somebody who needs mentoring or a new position or another way to kind of ramp up their skills. We do that. So this program, Step Up for Kids program, I go and partner with not only other organizations who have the same goals or missions or ideas that we do. And sometimes our bandwidth is smaller or larger. We can go and into schools under Step Up for Mental Health, or we can also go in because someone requested that they wanted to talk to somebody who's, a peer organization who believes in talking about mental health, and that's what Step Up for Mental Health does. So I always do, which is funny, switched it out a little bit. Last year, we were talking about a day of service. This year, we're really talking about empathy. That is going to be our main mission in 2022. And our kids program is going to be our main thing for this year. And I'll tell you that in a moment. But a words of inspiration I like to give: the ability to understand and share the feelings of others with emotion and compassion makes me a stronger person. And I believe that we need to come more into the line of empathy. Maybe we don't understand where somebody's coming from. Maybe we don't get um, people's mental health disorders, or you don't understand what mental health is. But we definitely can have empathy about what people are going through, compassion about what people are dealing with. We know now with the um, we know now with the pandemic, more and more people are kind of getting the struggles that people in poverty go through. Maybe people lost their jobs for a year, or mental health stress. We know now with the pandemic, it used to be 1 in 5 Americans had a mental illness. Now they're saying it's 2 in 6, 2 to 6. And then also children, young people, teens have in college students have really been struggling with mental health, anxiety. We know this is true because we've been seeing the numbers where people web data doesn't go under, but it goes from 18 to 24 and up, and we've been seeing big demographics pull in that area of age. So it has really been a challenging 2 years for young people, and we are going to really kind of address and talk about not only some trauma, childhood trauma, things like I've dealt with, but also what does it look like? What are symptoms? What kids can, we're going to bring in experts to talk about that. We're going to have our podcast. We're going to have our live discussions on Instagram and um, um, Facebook, or Meta, and Twitter. And so stay tuned for 2022. So what is a what is peer support? So peer support occurs when people provide knowledge, experience, emotional, social, or practical help to each other. And so that's what Step Up for Mental Health is about in a nutshell. We are there to help guide you to resources that you need, giving your helping hand if you need someone to talk to. Maybe you don't have anybody at home, or they don't want to hear what you're going through. We are a source for that. So I like to call it our services post COVID, but we are in the middle of still COVID. It is sweeping the country and the world, and people are still kind of locked in place. Many people have gotten COVID now. At this point, I have not gotten COVID, but I know a lot of people who are dealing with, for example, I have fibromyalgia, and I was a person who had really bad side effects for the vaccine, but that was because of my chronic pain that I have for fibromyalgia, which I knew that was going to happen. That was a possibility. But so we know if I didn't even get the shot, for example, lots of bad things could have happened to me. I could have died. I could have been on a ventilator. I really believe that. So I believe the vaccines have saved my life, and but I've been very careful across the whole spectrum with getting my mask and that kind of stuff. But it's like I said, the Omicron is really pushing through. So it's possible that we're all going to get affected in one way or the other. So be safe, protect yourself, wear a mask, social distancing, and just keep at it because it's really trying for everyone. So, in the era of COVID, we talk about what we did, the last 2 years, particularly since March of 2020 to now. Since this pandemic, we have helped families during many, many different hard times of stress. We have fed families, paid for mental health medication, paid for mental health therapy, given one on one peer support when individuals needed someone to talk to. We did first started to do home drop offs, food drives, and safe digital spaces. We will have continue to have a lot of digital spaces in 2022, and could be peer support groups, workshops, classes, and webinars. We know families are hungry during this time of need, so we want to help more families have essential nutrition, and that is also basic needs. So things like medication, food, those are the things that we're still going to be moving forward on and helping families meet that needs. But most likely, we are going to continue to push for people who need to talk to somebody to come and join our one-on-one chats. We have chats all day booked for all day today, kind of a marathon. If people want to come in, they can go to our website actually and do a live chat. We have a live chat feature on our website now, and then you can request a one-on-one peer chat with us now or in the future, and book those kind of one-offs if you want. You can do it there, or we can set up a case for you, and then we can do a little longer. But sometimes you just want to talk to somebody, and they just want to be an hour, and you're good to go, and they just want to get something off your chest. So we do that as well. So giving back, we do event called Giving Forward. People sometimes call it Giving Tuesday, but we do Giving Forward, where we go and we do swag bags. I love swag bags. We've done many types of swag bags. Last year or a couple years ago, we did women's swag bags for women products. That was a big issue for kids and young people in poverty. We did swag bags for the homeless, where we went on the streets, hit the streets, and we dropped off food bags. You'll see right here. We dropped off bags of socks and toiletries and masks and hand sanitizer to there are areas in Chicago that has a lot of homeless people who aren't in shelters, and they're living in their own like makeshift bed outside. And so we went and did that, and those are things we always do. We did our first food drive, which we will do again this year. And we fed 150 families. Our goal is to feed 500 this year. And then we feed families through our clients and everything that happens too. And then we do. you know, women products and rock the socks because homeless and your feet are cold. It's a big issue. Um, Families in need. We had someone who a mom was dealing with depression for a year, and they had a 3 year old, and we helped them with, you know, great things to be a kid. When your parent, as I have a parent who dealt with when I was born schizophrenia, it is a big um, uh, deal in the house of family members with mental health, and children are really affected. You don't think they kind of like going about their day, but they really need outlets to kind of decompress and um, you know kind of be a kid. You'll see in the back of me, let me do it this way. These are bags. Those are swag bags. This year for our Step Up for Kids program, we are doing journaling. So we've already passed out a few, and we will be doing it all year long with boys and girls between 8 and high school journals that are meant to be a place where people can share their ideas, their futures, their hopes and dreams. Also, put out their feelings, but also they can draw too. So some people like to draw their feelings, some people like to write their feelings, and so we believe that journaling is a really great tool to release some of the stress and anxiety that children are feeling, and that's what we're going to be kicking off in 2022. So, what do we do? We reach out just a little bit. We reach out to we're reaching out to the most vulnerable. We for volunteering local streets, hitting the streets, helping on our helpline and clients, reading to kids. We have a program where you can read a story time to kids on YouTube channel. Many types of things you can do, and that's what we're doing. Even being a guest on our podcast or our live chat and reading the story would be awesome. So, what are some of the things that you can do? I'm just going to move it over just a tad. Supporting our families during COVID. You can, um, we fed families helping with mental health, medication, help with basic needs, those things that we continue to do. These are four of our programs, which I did forget one thing. We have a Step Up for System program, our help desk, a one-on-one peer chat. It's part of the help desk. We like to break it up though, and then finding resources. But we also have a partnership with Google, go with Google, and we have 100 and what is it, 15 now, 115 scholarships. It's a 3 to 6 month program to help you get skills in tech and get a certificate that maybe can apply to a help desk or a customer service support desk or learning another skill like project management. These are the things that can help you and your family move forward. And if you're interested in that, we have a meeting that's going to kick off probably the beginning of February. Weekly, we have them on Thursday, usually about 12 o'clock. And we do kind of a lunch and learn. Like this is kind of a little, lunch and learn, and talk about the program and if you qualify for that. So reach out for that. Our Step Up for Kids program is going to be ramped up, more educational outreach, mindfulness, art, art kits for kids, workshops, peer groups, career events. Hopefully, most of those things probably going to be digitally because Chicago School, it's kind of like a lot of things are happening where safety is more paramount. So a lot of things are digitally still. Step up for our small grants. So it could be again medication, food, 1 to 3 months of mental health therapy paid, depending on what it is, and funding, and et cetera, et cetera. And then therapy moving forward. And then our by program we do wellness, mental health events, education outreach, and peer support and resources. So how can you help? A few ways. You can help by going to our website, and it's going to be stepupformentalhealth.org. And then you'll see under giving. and there'll be thing called volunteer or champion ambassador you can click on. I'm gonna tell you the difference. So, but regular volunteer is just that you can do things that we need, whether it's outreach or whether it's the help desk or whether it's reading to kids or being a part of our peer group or mentoring, a lot of things like that. But you also can be a champion ambassador. We always look every year for 20 champion ambassadors that is going to create a kind of peer fundraising page. You can do other stuff too, based on your skill set. But your goal is to raise $1,000 for the year, and we train you on getting you set up and how you set up your page and everything, and how you can share it with your networks, or you can have events. You can do a marathon, a digital kind of I guess you can call it digital marathon, or where you are doing it in your own neighborhood. You can maybe do an online digital um, kind of potluck meeting or lunch and learn meeting, and raise funds that way. A lot of ways you can do. You also can give people our text to donate. And this year, we have many kind of code names. Um, but we can do it. It's 44321, and for this one, for our kids, it's Step Up Kids, and that way they'll get that in their phone, and people can donate through their mobile phone. So it's awesome. So I want to thank you so much for listening to me. Again, our mission is to educate, fight causes, and change minds about mental health and its impact on families. My name is Adrienne McHugh from Step Up for Mental Health. You can learn more by going to stepupformentalhealth.org. We have resources that you can check out. You can ask for help on our help desk through our live chat. You can fill out a form, and many other ways that you can do and reach out to us. Until next time, thank you and have a lovely day. Bye.